motor, transmission, iced coffee, bell housing. All next. I'm Rick. All depressing. Shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. Pull your set up. This is the shack. Ooh. Right on the money. Hello and welcome. First time stopping by, new to the channel, thank you so much for taking some of your time out to view. I really do appreciate that. Today, laying on my back, I had to get this cab set on the frame properly, so now I can actually go in, connect the bell housing, connect the tranny to the bell housing, get this all set up again, raised up, situated in there, so we can finally get the motor mounts fabricated and the tranny mount fabricated. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get this set in. I got the cab setting right. I just measured it. Both sides, I am literally a 30-second off, so I'm good. So let's get the bell housing on and let's get going. Okay, let's get this thing set up on here. I really need to go around and smooth the corners on these real quick so nobody gets cut trying to get in and out of here. And that's what that looks like. So I gotta do everything just like that. Little work, but I finally got it up in there. Now I'm going to get underneath there, jack this up, try to get the transmission lined up again. Well, the trans just fell off the jack, so now I'm going to have to try to lift that trans back up, reposition the jack, then try to enter. So we'll be back. Oh man, what a workout. Finally got it back on. I first put 2x4s on the frame, got a jack, lifted the back up, put wood across, put jack stands on it, laid it down. Then I got a long 2x4 on the front, put it on a jack stand, got a jack, lifted it up, then repositioned the transmission jack. So it's sitting on it now, but now I gotta tilt it so I can get it up in here. So I gotta get a socket for that, tilt it, and start jacking it up. So I'd be lost without my Jack in the Box iced coffee. So I'm gonna get underneath there, I'm gonna tilt it this way so I can get it up in there, and I gotta get that done. That's my goal today, is get this reattached. I really don't need the flywheel on there right now because I'm just mocking it up. Well, you know what? Let me put that on real quick. I'm just going to snug this a little bit. Oh, another swig of my iced coffee. Alright, well, let's jack it up and try to line this up. Okay. Cool. Got that lined up. Got a couple in. I'm gonna go underneath and put a couple on both sides on the bottom, and we'll come back tomorrow. Look at all that room. It's clear. Very good. Till tomorrow. All right, we came back. It's almost exactly where it needs to be. It's raised up. Yeah, I know. I got a problem with drinking Jack in the Box iced coffee. It's good, I can't help it. But this is setting almost where I want it. I actually set that here to keep the engine about where I want it. This, I think, is just about where it needs to be. I think I can get that off. But I'm going to take this one off and make sure I can get that one off. That will determine where this engine sits. I have to make sure I'm able to access this valve cover if I ever have to work on the engine. Just got to make sure it's still workable. Underneath, what I'm doing now, making sure the frame's level. Front end needs to go up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm getting everything cleaned out. I'm going to jack up the front up there. If you can see it, let me get this situated. I'm going to get my jack just underneath there, raise it up. I'm going to put these 4x4s, 4x6s underneath there. I'll get the jack out of the way and get this resting on some wood. Then we'll be good. I think anything I'll need to do, I'll get like a come along, wrap it on that, pull this way, that way, when I get it situated. The engine, we can get crowbar or something in there and jack up a little bit and push it one way to get it fine-tuned. But as far as it being back and forth, I think it's about where I want it. So let me get a jack underneath here and raise the frame up and get some of these set underneath here so I can try to get this frame leveled out. It was easier actually just to get these jack stands, set them there on the frame. I don't have to worry about front. It gives me room to work around. These are out of it. That's what I want. That's about where I want it. I can handle that. I can adjust as needed, but I'm good. So I'm gonna get the trans here somehow mounted in there and I'll be good to go. Okay, I had to go get my plug and battery died, so we'll do this all over. As you see, the trans is supported. I have jack sounds on 4x4s and 2x6 there, so that's where I want it. Comes close. It actually may drop down a little bit because it's right almost on my hump right there. It's very little room, so that's got to come down a little bit, but it's almost right where it needs to be. Rear end is where it is setting up on jack stands, so the level of the frame is almost where I want it. Frame is on the jack stands there. Everything's been cleaned out of here, so everything's nice and clean. Sitting on the hump, you see I got about 3 inches, and what I decided to do, Blazers, because they're four-wheel drive, have what they call a high hump. I'm going to get the high hump a little bit higher, that way it can sit down a little more and I won't have so much to fill in. If need be, I can cut things off this to conform to the other ones, so it may work. I hope you kind of understand. I know that I'm just kind of weird if I had too much of this to drink. Maybe I'm wired a little bit. Point being, it's set. Thank you, Lord, it is finally set in here. Little fine adjustments and my friend can finally get in to start fabricating the mounts, and that's what's huge. Once those are done and this is setting in on its own in the frame, and then it's all the work goes to the engine, mocking everything up, getting the brake lines, getting everything set up in there so everything lines up, hooks up, and it's to my satisfactory. Then I can get the bed off, put the tank in, and once that's done I can get the rear end put in, and then we got to run all the lines. Once all the lines are ran and everything looks good, I put the bed back on. Then it's tearing it apart and rebuilding the engine, but I got to make sure everything fits, because once I rebuild the engine I don't want to yank it back out. So step by step, again, this is going to run into 2019. So I got a couple of things I got to buy this week. New motor mounts for the engine, because I want the new mounts, or the new inserts in the mount before it goes in, so we know it's going to be set, so when we set it in, it doesn't fall because of these worn out motor mounts. I'm going to get the high hump, that's for the Blazer. So I'm going to get those two things this week, and hopefully he can start fabricating the mounts this week once we get it adjusted. That's it for this installment. Next week I'll have another one if I get more of this done. Thanks again for watching. Be blessed. Take back your check for your sanity. This is driving me nuts. I think it's more anxiety. I'm very anxious. I want it done. See you next video.